Welcome to Agentic Engineering Masterclass, episode 3. In this episode, I'm going to show you what I do to actually build Beam in Beam. So what I do is start with Browse Folders. This will bring up current projects on my hard drive. You can see here that Beam is selected with the README. This represents the project memory. I'm going to open this up. If I browse, I can change the working directory, but what I can see here in the preview is that this is the long-term memory of the Beam project. You can see here that it's grown pretty large as I've built the app out. I'm going to start with Claude Code, as I usually do. Now this is a clean session, so therefore, as we do in episode 2, we have to install the project memory. You can see it's installing the long-term memory again. So it's full project and context awareness. I'm going to click install and click enter and let this instantiate. Now what it's doing is reading the README file on disk for the previous updates, the context awareness, all of the checkpoints we've made, the CI/CD pipeline, we have the versioning, the critical rules we've added in, the website that I released the app to that you can find if you go to the description of this video, the license API, the Stripe configuration, the monetization tiers, etc., etc. So now we can start adding a feature. So let's say I wanted to add, let's add a little button to the title bar that says peekaboo, and when clicked, shows a little pop-up with confetti. Now, if you notice here, I have Beam open right now. This is version 3.0.4. However, I have a local version of Beam, which is our local pre-release, technically QA version. This would be version 3.0.5, which is being built out currently right now. So the way I build Beam in Beam is I use Beam for the current version. This is the current app that you all have access to. If you go to the description, you can download. And then I build and add features, and you'll see what happens here. I'm going to ask to open up the pre-release version of Beam so that we can test this new feature. So again, what I said here is let's add a little button to the title bar that says peekaboo, and when clicked, shows a little pop-up with confetti. Now again, we are in the Beam app. I'm asking to add an update to this current app. We cannot add an update while I'm currently in the app because we'll have to restart the app. But what we're going to do is we're going to ask to actually start a pre-release version. I'll get there in a second. But you can see here that with Electron is basically allowing HTML, CSS, different web languages to be built out in a desktop native application. So if you want to build like a Windows application, a Mac OS application, a Linux desktop application, you can do so. So it looks like it added it in here. It ran its Vite command here. It gave a summary here. It says, okay, cool. Let's start the app to verify it works. Now what this is going to instruct is let's find a way on the computer to start this application so I can verify it works. I'm going to click yes to proceed. And what this is doing is running a bash command of npx electron vite, and it's going to build another version of Beam. Now this version of Beam is actually opening up right now, and I'm clicking peekaboo, and I have a peekaboo pop-up now, and that is great. I can see that it works. Thanks. I'm going to say it works. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close these sessions, and then I'm going to save the project memory. Now what this is going to do, again, just like we do in episode 1 and 2, we're going to save the current project context, key decisions, conventions, and important details to the memory file. I'm going to click save, and what it's going to do is inject into where our cursor is currently focused, like so. Click enter, and I go. Now because I don't want the peekaboo button in the production app for all of you, I'm not going to click enter to save to memory, but you can get the idea. This is literally how I build out Beam, one version at a time. So the next version will be version 3.0.5, and you can look for that on the website. Stay tuned. Thanks.